But you've written a piece for the Daily Mail in their Mail Plus online site. It's basically explaining how difficult it is to be a young, bubbly, blonde, normal kid, if you like, from my point of view. I know you're not a kid, but, people like me think of you as a kid. But with right of centre opinions who supported Brexit. Why is it so difficult to have those opinions at your age?
Well, I think one of the issues is that not many people my age are right wing or voted for Brexit. So that immediately kind of singles me out. But I do kind of find it quite funny because often the people that send me abuse describe themselves as liberals. But as you know, one of the pillars of liberalism is tolerance. And these people are some of the most intolerant people I've ever come across. I mean, I get death threats. I've had people that I've been friends with for years, and following my Question Time appearance, suddenly I was this crazy fascist, the worst person in the world. So it does just show how scary it is for someone of my age to come out and actually say that they are conservative or they support Brexit.
And you mentioned in your article, which I found unexpected, that most of the hatred, you'd think it might be blokes or jealous girls of the same age of you, jealous that you got your moment in the limelight, you got on telly. But it's middle-aged women, who are often mothers themselves.
Yeah, exactly. So I've posted like bikini photos, as many people my age do when they go on holiday,
Of
and
course.
I have a lot of I have a lot of middle-aged women comment on my weight or certain fat that I have in certain places apparently. But what's quite funny is you click on their profile and their profile picture is a lovely photo of them and their loving daughter, and inevitably they've used the hashtag Be Kind just a week prior. But apparently, Be Kind doesn't apply if you're a Tory.
Now, do you mind? You must have some friends who forgive your political opinions, if you know what I mean. I mean, do you mind? I mean, I have my political opinions, and I have friends who absolutely vehemently disagree with me. They hate my political opinions, but that doesn't mean to say we're not friends. That doesn't mean to say that we don't remain cordial to one another, don't still go out for a beer, because political differences shouldn't dictate friendships. But do you find that people do get their political opinions to dictate the way they feel about you?
Well, yeah, I completely agree with you. God forbid that we judge people by their character and how they treat me rather than their politics. But I have found that I have friends like you from all over the political spectrum. And I think the one good thing about kind of the hate I got was I realized who my true friends were, because there were people that I'd been friends with for years that I went to school with that suddenly turned on me because I came out as a Brexiteer. So that's really shocking, and it's quite damning on our society. We're a democracy in Britain. We should be more tolerant of political differences.
Well, you seem a very confident young lady. Does it bother you, all this trolling and death threat stuff that you get, and these horrible comments? So you mentioned some of them in your article. I'm not going to repeat them because they're too disgusting, to be honest with you. Does it bother you?
Well, I think yes and no. I have quite thick skin, so the appearance one's definitely not. But obviously, there's only so many times you can be told to kill yourself. That we're all human. Sometimes it does get to me, but normally it's just been online. But I did have one instance where someone actually spotted me from Twitter and said, "Oh, you're a Tory," and then proceeded to throw a drink over me on a night out. Obviously, I went home, and at that point, I was really, really upset because I didn't feel like going out. I was so scared that I'd see this person again. And the amount of support that the person that threw the drink over me got on Twitter. I mean, she was top trending. People were calling her a legend. People were telling me that they were going to do the same thing if I came to their city. So I think that did get to me. But then I thought, you know what? This fight is too important. When I have people messaging me saying that I'm the reason that they told their friends that they're conservative, then I think, you know what? I've got to do it.
Good for you. What do you do, Emily? Are you a student or are you at work?
I'm a student. Yeah, I'm a student. I'm in my last year of uni.
Okay, and what are you studying?
I'm doing politics and religion, so
Um,
I'm never someone to shy away from controversy.
and what are you planning to do for a career?
I've just been applying for kind of graduate schemes in like consultancy and things like that. But yeah, it's a kind of a bit scary because I'm in my last year of uni, but I still don't know what I want to do. But obviously, something with that applying for jobs is that, you know, so if an employer doesn't like my political opinions, then they might not even give me a chance. So that is something I've had to consider.
Well, have you considered going into politics? You should.
Well, everyone thinks it's the inevitable thing, but I'm someone that doesn't really like a careerist politician. So who knows? Maybe in the future, but not just yet.
And how did you? I mean, this is kind of banal question, but how did you form your political worldview? Because you know, I respect you enormously because you've obviously got independent mind, you're independent of spirit. How did you form your opinions, given that I bet you all your friends were thinking something different?
Well, Kevin, it's actually funny because my dad is a raging lefty. He went on the Remain marches back in the day. So everyone was always like, oh, it must be your parents. I'm sure your parents are massive Tories or love Brexit. But it's actually quite the opposite. But I think having that kind of, you know, tolerance in my household and that debate really opened me to search to get my own ideas. And it just shows me and my dad have a really good relationship. So you can get on well with people that you vehemently politically disagree with.
So basically, when he was telling you about all his Remainer opinions, you got the opportunity to realise what a load of old rubbish it was and formed a different opinion, yeah?
Yeah, and obviously I've got a bit of a rebellious streak, so you know.
Yeah. So what does what do your parents think of your outlook?
Well, they're really supportive. My mum's a classic swing voter, so however she is feeling on election day is normally the way that it goes. But they're just proud that, you know, I'm like out there enough to say what I really think and that I do stand up for my own opinions. So I think they're proud of me in that way, which is nice.
Just before you go, Emily, Boris Johnson? You're a Tory voter. Boris Johnson's going through a difficult time right now. Your thoughts?
Bojo has lost his mojo. I think the whole situation in the channels at the moment is inexcusable, really. And I was someone that massively backed Boris, but I think he's turned out to be very anti-conservative. So not a fan. We need someone new. Esther McVeigh.
There you go. That's an interesting choice. Listen, you know, I'm an old stager from Fleet Street. Your article, really, really well written. Well done. Well done.
Thank you so much. That's so kind.
Write some more. Write some more. Maybe you
I
could,
will. Don't you worry.
maybe you could go into journalism. That's a thought. Because you can,
maybe. Who knows?
It's very, very well written. I mean it. Wonderful to talk to you, Emily. We must talk again. Emily Hewertson. She's a Mail Plus columnist and a woman of independent-minded spirit.